Oh, alrighty. Hello and welcome. Don't mind me, I'm just chewing on some candy, but welcome to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action and bee wasp action with the Hornet Queen here. That's feeling pretty good, I gotta say. Hornet Queen costing 7 mana. When it drops, we make 4 1/1 Death Touch insects. That buys me time. All of them have flying, and the Hornet Queen herself is a 2/2. I don't know. I wish I had tried it before. It certainly seems to be the thing. The best thing, perhaps, to buy me time in a lot of cases where I was feeling a lot of pain for some decks, and oftentimes decks that would just fly right over top of me. If I can sometimes stick this on turn 4, I'm able to make 7 in some cases for Tyrranax Rex. So the Hornet Queen on turn 4 would just absolutely devastate any opponents, many opponents' potential aggression. My oh my. That's the idea. Or even if Ghalta Stampede Tyrant puts only a Hornet Queen out, that's still quite reasonable right there. Of course, I would hope to have at least some other creature. My. Good evening. Here, right at the beginning. This is going to be a doozy. And this is also 18 land dino. I think, well, tomorrow night I won't be doing a stream, but I'll try and record some videos, get them scheduled and whatnot. I have a match against Mono Red Chandra that I want to do some commentary for. I'll probably do it after this. But yes, 18 land dinos. How is that possible? I should have more. Nah, that's not the case. Because Sylvan Scrying for 2. We search for a land, we grab it. Nurturing Bristleback for 4. And it has been fantastic seeing some of you guys play around with the Nurturing Bristleback. Maybe not the whole play set, 2 copies, that sort of thing, but I just want to maximize my chances of being able to do something for 2 mana that gets me my 3rd land. That is pretty crucial. And if I see multiples of this, I know I'm going to be getting to that all-important 4. But this, 4 copies of something that lets me grab a forest type land, which is very important. Always nice to have that possibility of grabbing commercial district, surveilling, stomping ground if it makes sense to do so. That's been lovely. 8 in total with Sylvan, 12 with Commune with Dinosaurs. It's pretty certain usually that there's at least 1 land in those top 5 cards that Commune digs and searches for. So I consider it paying 1 green, being able to grab a land. 12 things. Up the Beanstalk. Well, I only have 1 copy, but that's also draw. It gets me closer to the next land, at the very least. It's not for certain. Well, it is for certain that I am slightly closer when it enters. That if we need more Up the Beanstalk, we got the 3 there. Just 1. I had some space. I felt, oh, this would be lovely, because I wanted to start out with all 4 copies of the Hornet Queen. Up the Beanstalk against control variations. I'm already feeling good. So, Hornet Queen, game 1, helping in those painful matchups with flying creatures. A lot of stuff with flying, but mostly the Smuggler's Copter. I haven't liked that at all. But now, when I play this, when it drops, I have 5 creatures that trade with any other creature out there. So I think for 7, because I can easily make 7 with this deck often, that's worth a shot. Makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like the Thorn Mammoth, which I mentioned in my little Hornet Queen video there. It's a thing for 7 that takes out multiple things. This is going to help in more scenarios. If they don't have removal, if they run out of removal, they're never attacking with Shieldred. I just block simply with a 1/1 flying Death Touch, a little insect, and Shieldred is gone. Hopefully, the opponent's creatures don't have trample, because I still would be taking a lot of damage. But you get the idea. Lots of bodies, lovely. And it's certainly more lovely if it's in the batch of creatures that Ghalta puts down. Beautiful, beautiful. Otherwise, everything is basically the same. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, Sunken Citadel, Castle Garenbrig, powering out a ton of mana quite consistently. Watch me miss a lot of things, and it doesn't present the best case for 18 lands, but I can get into that probably in a different video. Just the ins and outs, the reasoning why it works. It works. Trust me. Back to nature. Well, that's still in for enchantments, but I'm going to be elevating probably artifact destruction. Is it in Soul? Various artifact type strategies focusing on creatures that get bigger with counters, or in Soul artifact making an artifact a base power 5/5. So if it already has counters on it, it just gets absolutely massive. Back to nature doesn't help with that. It does take out in Soul artifact, but something that destroys all artifacts. Fade from History is an option that we were talking about in the Discord, which if you haven't joined that already, definitely do so. Rampaging Ferocidon is always giving a little bit of a chance against Amalia. Explore, if they can't gain life, it's not a whole lot of a deck, although they have some pretty good aggression with Delaney, Streetwise Lookout. We'll take a look at that new addition for that deck in a second after I Thrashing Brontodon. I might switch it up. It is artifact hate, but I want something that probably takes out all artifacts in one. And Faded from History, Brothers War. Destroy all artifacts or enchantments, and each player who had a permanent destroyed this way, they make a 2/2 bear. Clothis, I had an extra spot, might as well. So a couple of these are still a little bit in flux. I might be adding it back in a sweeper, Flame Sweep specifically, or just something with artifacts, because aggro is pretty rough. Sometimes it's too little too late, even by the time I get that sweeper, and they do require red, and it's pretty hard to get red with this, at least with this particular spin. Sunken Citadel, chances are, might have to enter and be chosen as red as the color just to get that single source. Although Nurturing Bristleback, it could grab the Stomping Ground and Commercial District. That's a very reasonable possibility. 4 Sylvan Scrying and 4 Nurturing Bristleback. 8 of those things get me my red source if I'm absolutely desperate. So it's still very consistent with just the 2 Stomping, Commercial, and maybe still always naming greed when it's sunken. We'd be able to get there. Definitely. But Delaney. I have a feeling we're going to be facing Amalia. We'll see. I actually made a new account just to test and get ready for Stampede Dinos, free Stampede Dinos. It's a little bit rough. My first match in that new account was against Amalia Explorer. It wasn't so fun. I lost. I had Giant Cindermaw, but it just didn't work out. Street. That's part of the name. I must not have a single copy. Could have sworn I redeemed it, but this being used in Amalia Explore, creatures they control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. That's basically all the creatures I have, other than the Hornet Queen, so that actually could be helping in that particular scenario. But for the most part, their creatures effectively can't be blocked. That's a lot of aggression. And the second part there, if an ability of a creature they control with power 2 or less triggers, it triggers an additional time. That's not fun. That's gaining a lot of life. All those little creatures, when a creature enters, doubled, they just gain so much. Oh, Hornet Queen go, JDX, absolutely. We're going to be stinging opponents. They're going to be stung. They're going to be feeling it when I devastate them. Lovely. I just wish I hadn't sold my insect tokens. This was originally released in M15. And there was that insect flying death touch token as part of it. And it was a pretty rare token card. Up to a couple bucks actually, which is pretty fantastic for that type. Oh, yes. Long time no see. I've been good. Fantastic. Seeing all those little clips and videos you were showing me about the girl last night trying to go viral and the rubber hammer. I was so sure that she would go with the bottle. Then she tried to smack herself and actually broke it. But that was a pretty cool place where she got those breakable bottles. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'd almost get a couple of them just to be, feature pieces and then pretend to break them on something as a conversation starter. Yeah, that was pretty cool. If you're wondering what we're talking about, it's in the Discord. We got a bunch of sections, one for memes, one for personal videos, special interest clips. Lots of good stuff going on, and not just dinosaurs. But dinosaurs are going to be extra devastating tonight. It is right. Whew. Oh boy. Watch me lose every single match and just be absolutely mana screwed. And it not be the best case for 18 land dinos. It's certainly better than the last time I tried it. Much more consistent, absolutely. No Amalia Explorer. No, that's always rough. 2, I kind of like it. I would have hoped for... Oh yeah, never mind. We got Nurturing Bristleback. I almost missed that. I almost thought this didn't have that ability. It's a big dino and costly. I was like, oh wait, I want that. We're good. What do we got going on? Watery Grave. Demir Rogues? It looks like rogue. Oh, we got shenanigans. Oh boy. Oh my. Commercial district? Yeah. We could go with that. See if I draw land, or will. Ghalta Primal Hunger. We can mill that. I want to hopefully draw the 4th land next turn. I will get to 5 eventually then, if that's the case with Nurturing Bristleback. Family is good. Hopefully with you, JDX. Oh. What? That's the ultimate power of 18 land dinos. You don't even have to do much. The opponent just packs it in right there. Yeah, a Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. My wife blew up a ton of balloons and put them in the living room. She made a little bit of a present for our daughter since she's almost 4 years old, and well, she's going to like it. And my son too, a little bit over a year. Both of them playing with all these balloons. Basically the whole floor of our living room is filled with it. I'll try and maybe get a video or some pictures. But oh, they finally fixed it. It's not black or blank. What do we got going on here? Some sort of Sultai. Who knows? Oh, Insidious Roots. Yeah. Creature tokens. Okay, so they're going to make a lot of plants, a lot of tokens. That makes me feel like Rampaging Ferocidon is going to be pinging. It's going to be quite good. Hornet Queen don't need too much. And Hornet Queen being 5 creatures in 1, that's going to be 5 damage to us from a single Rampaging Ferocidon. That is, that's not good. Not good at all. Keep it like that. One Colossus. I might like that graveyard hate, since it seems like they're doing a little bit based around the graveyard there. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. With 18 still, usually, you would expect to see 2 in every variation of 7 cards of a hand, but course, that doesn't happen always. It doesn't even happen with 24 lands. You still might see none. That's pretty much the same. What is it? 14 land dino. Oh, okay. We got one. Now, I could potentially risk this. I got 2 Nurturing Bristleback. If I draw the second land, 2 Nurturing Bristleback would represent eventually 4, which would get me to Blossoming. Yeah, we're going to keep it. We can make that work. Oh, they still haven't fixed that glitch. My, oh my. But yeah, definitely Rampaging Ferocidon has to stay. Well, we got there. There you go. Even if I don't draw it next turn, Commune is going to get it. Excuse me. But hopefully I do draw it. And it is something that enters untapped. And I'm able to go with Nurturing Bristleback right away. Oh, well, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, that was close. Almost wasn't the land. My, oh my. Phew. Definitely going to be Stomping Ground next turn. I want that land entering untapped. I want to be able to go with Rampaging Ferocidon big time. Not that I need Stomping Ground. Cavern of Souls does provide my source of red. You know what? We'll go with Forest just in case. Player safe. Yeah. I might need those sources of green, especially to play Blossoming Tortoise. But I don't need the source of red. I don't need to... Yeah. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Man, I wish I had a sweeper, though. All these creatures pretty darn weak, while Stalactite Stalker actually is pretty scary stuff, come to think of it. But Blossoming Tortoise, 100%. Get that down. Maybe play Nurturing Bristleback next turn. That would be pretty fantastic. I milled 3 cards. None of those were lands, so there's a very good chance that the next thing I draw, that's what it'll be. I don't really want them to mill much with Stitcher Supplier. I'm fine taking 1. Again, this deck does seem to focus around the graveyard quite a bit. It's not so fun. Oh, phew. Good. Just... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Oops. I need 2 green. Having 3 of my 4 Cavern of Souls. I was so excited. That just so rarely happens, sadly. But I'll use 1 at the very least. I'll grab another source of green, so I will be able to go with Castle Garenbrig next turn. Hopefully. And hopefully Rampaging Ferocidon provides a good amount of pressure. Blossoming Tortoise would be pretty good to go. Either way, I still would be able to play Nurturing Bristleback. I'm going to pressure Tyvar. Get him out of the way. I like that. Still no lands. My, oh my. That's good. Tyvar is gone. That's what I want. We're not quite dead yet, but they certainly could have some sort of removal for Skyclave, well, for Rampaging Ferocidon, but Skyclave Shade, the Stalker, Stitcher Supplier, that could be lethal. We'll see. It is nice having so many Cavern of Souls, though. The opponent not able to counter anything. They just got their source of red. So I'm not feeling too bad. I do have to block that Skyclave Shade, unfortunately. Okie dokie. Can I save myself? Oh, Nurturing Bristleback is 2, but Regisaur Alpha is also 2. Possibly. Oh, and I can also play Rampaging Ferocidon. My math is off. This is... Well, that's good. We might be safe, even if they take out 1 creature. 2 to block the Stalactite Stalker. That's pretty good. What do they got up their sleeve? That's pretty good. I'll definitely take out the Stalactite Stalker. They do have 2 mana up, so we'll keep in mind that they could have removal on one of the 2 creatures that blocks it. It does have Menace, so if they take out one of the 2, well, I would lose both creatures. I wouldn't have enough to... Yeah, don't attack with that Stalker. We'll get him. But now, unfortunately, I can't play pretty much any creature. It is going to kill me. However, I'm going to grab Palani's Hatcher. We're gonna do some good stuff. I'm going to attack with Rampaging Ferocidon, and I'm going to see what the opponent does. I would imagine they probably trade with it. They might want to. Okay, they don't. It's fine by me. Yeah. Done for. If they attack with everything. It was downhill anyways, being at 2. But that was a little bit painful having Rampaging Ferocidon. I was a little bit worried. It seemed like they would have a lot of tokens, but Rampaging Ferocidon really didn't do a whole lot. Hurt me more than it helped, so Hornet Queen, that is going to help, I think. Clothis, yeah, still keep a little bit of that graveyard hate, gaining a bit of life, possibly ramping, depending what is milled, and kind of synergizing a little bit with the Blossoming Tortoise, milling some of our own stuff, possibly ramping if Blossoming Tortoise mills some lands. I like the looks of that. Perfectly fine with it. Nurturing Bristleback, getting our source of... Ooh, okay, I was a little bit scared. Thought it might be a Thoughtseize, but Nurturing Bristleback, going to be getting that source of red fantastically. I certainly want to go with Clothis next turn, so it is going to be that Stomping Ground. That's going to be nice. Start chipping away at the opponent's graveyard or my own, whatever makes sense. Hopefully they don't have removal. Okay. Clothis should be safe, I would think. It's good. They have a woodland cemetery, so I could potentially, hopefully, get to play Palani's Hatcher next turn with that benefit of Clothis. Rubble Belt Maverick. I have heard people say this is a pretty fantastic common. 1 green for a 1/1. It enters, they surveil 2. At some point, eventually, they can pay 1 green to exile it from their graveyard to put a counter on a creature. That's a pretty decent package for a single green. Does a fair bit. Oh, beautiful. That should buy me time. Palani's Hatcher, just because it is multiple creatures, that might be very important. Certainly with all the creatures that they have. Might as well be a little bit aggressive. See what they do with that. Get rid of some stuff. Because we could be dropping a lot next turn. Depending if they get another land. I could draw land. Ooh, yeah. I can make 6 green at the moment. If Clothis exiles a land. So if I draw another one, I'd be able to go with the Hornet Queen. And that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll take it. 6 is okay. We'll be gaining some life at the very least. Okay, there we go. Big mana coming up. just in case they have some way of getting him back. I don't like that. Not one bit. Now, could they kill me next turn? Depending, if I attack with everything, something has to block. Would just the Stitcher Supplier have to block and they would still live? 9, 13. Mosswood Dread Knight also has to. Going to attack with all those things. I think that should be good. Keep up the aggression somewhat, but not quite. I think it's a little bit too worrisome. Skyclave Shade and the Stalactite Stalker. That is 7. And they could have put a counter on somebody. Somebody could have had haste. They could have gotten to 8, potentially. Especially with this Rubble Belt Maverick. Ooh, not a pretty sight. That's all right. Pretty good. I'm certainly stopping the Skyclave Shade, but I kind of, well, no, I can't. Can't stop Stitcher Supplier. I can't block it and still live, unfortunately. Oh, okay.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Yeah, what did happen? They must have thought they had it. Maybe their math was off or something. I'll take it. Good stuff. Well, they just kind of figured they couldn't quite get it done. They just wanted to attack, possibly. Oh, excuse me. I guess we'll never know. They were excited seeing me being so low, but I had already done the math. Depending on who attacked. Phew. Good stuff. Yeah, hopefully it's Azorius Control. Hey, I at least got the job done, even with 18 lands, even with us getting pretty fortunate that previous match. Interesting deck though. Golgari, no, Sultai. Sultai Descend. A little bit of synergy there with the graveyard, getting benefit, putting counters. I think I'll call it Sultai Insidious Roots. I think that card does have some pretty fantastic potential. Huh. Branch in Stone. Yep, perfect. Absolutely. 2 lands, 2 communes that should hopefully represent 4 lands, or I draw the 4th land if I don't see it. A commercial district, absolutely fantastic to see that. Oh, love it. Has to enter tapped at some point. A Sunken Citadel. So I get to wait. I get to go with Sunken next turn. I already have a Castle Garenbrig. I'll be representing, or be able to make 6 next turn. Hopefully grabbing a Carnage. Well, I'm going to grab another Sunken. There we go. 18 land Dinos. Oh. How about that? Well, it sometimes happens. You get another Sunken Citadel. What can you do? Nurturing Bristleback. I'm just going to keep that. I don't need any more lands. Might as well have a lovely creature. If I see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn, they die. Pretty fantastic. Do it. Oh! 17 land dial. 18 lands. Let's go. That's how you do it, folks. Whoa is right. There we go, dead. See you later, bub.
ruthless aggression.
Oh. Insidious Roots seems... I know the pre-recorded evidence piles up. If I keep saying what I'm going to draw, eventually it will happen every once in a while, but well, that's why you have 4 copies. Do you not want to see that as often as possible? Maybe not all 4 copies of Ghalta Stampede Tyrant if you're using Archdruid's Charm, which I'm pretty sure some of you guys are still testing out. It has the option to grab Ghalta, but like I did mention, I was always using Archdruids to search for a land. And it wasn't being used really ever to search for creatures, so naturally I still may have wanted to grab that, but yeah, that's crazy. I swear though, it's not pre-recorded. That'd be pretty good. Okay, Abzan Midrange with the Siege Rhino. Maybe bouncing it with some flicker effects. The classic and fantastic Siege Rhino from Khans of Tarkir. Oh dear. I do not fear Khans of Tarkir. Although I do fear fetch lands. Maybe they'll unban them in Pioneer. No, they're not going to do that. It's got to stay distinct from Modern, and fetch lands is basically the biggest thing that keeps Pioneer different. However, do anything different? Hornet Queen. That actually seems pretty devastating. For all those creatures that Abzan Midrange has, the fantastic creatures, Hornet Queen putting out 5 Death Touch creatures in one. I think that's going to be nice. I should probably add in some fighting spells or spells where the creature specifically that I target of my own, it deals damage. So if the creature itself is dealing the damage, if it has Death Touch, it means I get to destroy any creature that I target, because at least 1 damage was dealt. Death Touch, lovely stuff. But this hand, well, I can't make that work. But I can't... Oh, look at that. Chances are I'm going to be grabbing a Castle Garenbrig at some point. We got 6. Then, with those 3 lands and Castle, beautiful. Probably don't need one of those Nurturing Bristleback, though. Now. Oh, Hornet Queen. Beautiful. I think I'll still go Commercial District. Okay, well, they're getting rid of Commune with Dinosaurs, that's for sure. That's okay. It's alright. We'll see what's on the top. Hope, ooh, there you go. Beautiful. Oh. Huh. Well, it's been an interesting night so far. That's pretty good. And that's not even joking. That's got to be pure intimidation. If you're sitting down and facing that, Abzan Midrange is absolutely lovely, I think. It has so much access to fantastic creatures, but if you're going into a match and you see your opponent drop that game 1, maybe you probably are not feeling too good. Okay. Yeah, that was lovely stuff though. Plenty of mana, easily enough. Still, very consistent to see the 3rd land or the 4th. All those nurturing. It seems like a lovely mixture. I'd certainly rather have nurturing than, again, something that was just a spell, just something that grabbed a land. But this I'm definitely keeping. It's probably not going to be fast enough because it is mono red. Oh, okay, well, there we go. That's looking pretty good. We eventually get the Blossoming Tortoise after Nurturing Bristleback grabs the 3rd land. But this, connecting the dots, I actually had thought about potentially going with this. 1 in a red whenever a creature we control attacks, exile the top card face down. We can pay 1 in a red to discard it, sacrifice it, and put all cards exiled with it into our hand. So after we've attacked a bunch with a bunch of creatures, refilling our hands potentially seems pretty good. Yeah. Let's set up with Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, even though I don't think it's going to be fast enough, unfortunately. Nurturing Bristleback next turn. We're going to be digging for that one, the whatchamacallit, the Surveil land. Collect, I forget the name, it is so new. No, yeah, it's gotta be Nurturing Bristleback. Commercial district. Okay. We see it. Good. I do like the Hornet Queen. You know what? That might be a difference maker. Next turn, Blossoming Tortoise could mill, unlock the potential of Ghalta next turn, or we're mostly dead. Well, we'll see what happens. My goodness. Okay, that looks pretty decent. They'll be able to pay 2 and get 8. 8 cards. Am I dead next turn? Well, we're about to find out. Mill a land. Do it. Hopefully. Oh, they don't mill a land. Not good. Not good at all. I imagine Blossoming Tortoise is dead. It's pretty decent. Flame Sweep certainly would be very devastating against a lot of decks, but certainly this. 2 in a red, 2 damage to each creature. Instant speed. That would have stopped all those shenanigans, that's for sure. Probably going to cast something to power up their creatures. We'll see. 2 spells for 1 Soulscar Mage. Oh, Ember. Okay. Embercleave tends to do the trick. Nasty stuff. Gonna have to keep my eye out on this one. But do I want Rampaging Ferocidon? I don't know. This is a very aggressive deck, and certainly Rampaging could put in the work with the creatures the opponent puts out. But if I'm so low, if I'm at 2 or 3, and I could kill the opponent by putting out a bunch of creatures, but I have Rampaging out already, that is not going to be good. Not fun at all. So Thrashing Brontodon it is. Hornet Queen, of course, is pretty lovely, but Thrashing, nice early creature, pretty tough, taking out that connecting the dots or Embercleave. So it does quite a bit. Oh, I mean, that right there was absolutely nuts. I don't think it's quite right. It's certainly not right for Stampede Dinos. Not many early creatures. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but, well, it certainly made a lot of sense for that deck. My, oh my. That one Clothis. Let's get a little bit of life gain, potentially. Stabilize a wee bit. Oh, yeah, beautiful. We get to Thrashing Brontodon eventually. Castle Garenbrig, that's fine. At the very least, we'll be going with Commune next turn. I try to put everything in perspective as much as possible. Just practice evaluating stuff, and it seems to come naturally at this point. Lovely seeing that Sunken Citadel. A little bit unfortunate it wasn't in that first batch with Commune, and it could enter tapped. I'm certainly going with Thrashing Brontodon, but just practicing, assessing things, talking like I'm doing right now live. If you guys go back and see my very first stream, that was not such a pretty sight, but actually I'm taking a little bit of time off with that Sunken. Thrashing Brontodon could have been good, but it feels like it would have just died. Not so great. I will go with Commercial District though. Thrashing next turn, plus commercial. Beautiful. Possibly double thrashing Brontodon if I draw a second. Castle Garenbrig making 6, 2 bodies. Ooh, I like it. I don't like that. Mono red doing its mono red stuff. Just playing a thrashing Brontodon wouldn't have won me anyways, chances are. Okay, well, at the very least I do get to play Carnage Tyrant. Of course, with 4 copies, I would have assumed to see one by that point. I'm pretty sure it hadn't sent any to the bottom. Okay, we're still done for. Play with fire, I would imagine. Or something for 1. And we are done. Okay. Hey, it is what it is. I don't have a sweeper. I could have a sweeper, but then I wouldn't have stuff against other stuff. We'll see. Or I could sprinkle in more early creatures. Like I said, right there I was able to make 6. Would it have helped putting 2 decent bodies on the battlefield? We'll never know. Chances are still not. A sweeper is definitely where it's at. And specifically, Blast Zone. And I have been thinking of re-adding Blast Zone. Enters with a charge counter. We could pop it right away, and Sunken Citadel can help to pay for Blast Zone. If we pop it with a charge counter, we would destroy all those creatures they have that cost 1. Soulscar Mage, doesn't matter how big it is, dead. Monastery Swift Spear, dead. Boom. I think that's pretty lovely. It is a little bit rough, especially not having too many lands, and this hand is a little bit tempting to keep. I love seeing the Sunken in 3, but no Commune, no... I'm gonna try it. There's a very high chance I should be seeing 1 of 4 Communes, or 1 of 4 Sylvan Scrying, or 1 of 4 Nurturing Bristleback by turn 2 or turn 3. Either Commune or Sylvan Scrying by turn 3. I would hope 1 of 8 things that would hopefully dig and find something, somebody, somewhere. Nurturing Bristleback, let's go. That's not Nurturing Bristleback. We'll get there. It is Azorius Control, so hey, if I'm not doing much, the opponent's not doing much, but they will be countering Up the Beanstalk. I don't see any world where this resolves. Oh, land, that's not happening. Hey, that's alright. If at any point I draw Castle Garenbrig straight up, I play Carnage Tyrant, and then I play Carnage Tyrant, and then I hopefully play Tyrranax Rex. But they're waiting. If I'm not doing much, they're not doing much. They always have mana up for a counter spell, but okay, eventually I get to a thing they can't counter and they can't target. And they will be seeing kind of what I'm on. I'm going to get rid of Hornet Queen, and they won't feel too scared. No. Why'd they just play Supreme Verdict? Huh? It's odd. Interesting. They went with Supreme Verdict to pretend like they don't have a Supreme Verdict. To pretend like it was a goof, maybe. We got to get something that gets a land, right? Oh, okay. Okay, we got there. Fortunately. Castle Garenbrig, you can do it. Of course, any number of lands, any mixture of cards, you will see wacky situations. It is sometimes about sending a message, absolutely. Again, I beat Azorius Control with a single land. That one game. It was a forest plus 2 communes, and I beat him. I can beat him with, well, eventually, I would hope. We'll see. And I could be conservative if and when I do get enough for Ghalta. I put out maybe 1 Regisaur and 1 Carnage Tyrant. We'll see how the situation feels, though. draw out a sweeper, maybe. Ouch. It's got to be wacky sometime. I don't think I'm going to be pulling off a win here, but you never know, and they will be 100% countering this. It's guaranteed. Oh, what are you doing? Well, Field of Ruin will get rid of Castle Garenbrig, actually. That's for sure. Odd. They should have... Are they going to get rid of it this turn? They gotta get rid of it. Huh. Now they'll get rid of it. They must. Okay. Oh, that's odd. Both are named Dinosaur and... Alright. I'll take it. That's the benefit of playing an uncommon deck. Sometimes the opponent makes the mistake of taking out something that, well, they shouldn't. 100% should have been Castle Garenbrig, because now we're going to be drawing something out. Certainly they would have enough mana extra, I would imagine, to target Tyrranax Rex, get lost for 2, +4 for the ward. They have, well, more than 6, unfortunately. The best possible thing I can do is Carnage Tyrant. They can't target it, they can't counter it. This is the thing that would potentially draw out a sweeper the most, since basically a sweeper is the only way they're going to get rid of it. It does seem to be the case now. I have to hope it's farewell. The more lands they tap, the better. It's probably just Supreme Verdict. Oh boy. That Teferi, though, potentially ultimating next turn is not going to be a pretty sight. There's the farewell. I like it. I like it indeed.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
If I get a land, I could go Ghalta, and I could kill them. They have a bunch of mana up, though, unfortunately. Ooh. Okay, not quite. And they still have enough for that get lost. So we have to continue to draw things out. Yeah, watch out. We'll see. Hopefully they don't have too many Supreme Verdicts. Hopefully it is another farewell. Shark Typhoon, interesting. So they're maybe getting a little bit desperate, digging once again for that sweeper. Although the -8 is not fun. Okay, our chances are probably done for now. Sadly, they will be exiling either Castle Garenbrig or... Okay, that's fine. I still might be able to play Tyrranax Rex next turn. It's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, okay. Phew. That was a close one at the very least. Certainly targeting T-Rex. I don't think we're going to be getting a whole lot done, though. They got to be targeting T-Rex, I would imagine. Wandering Emperor probably somewhere in the mixture. But I imagine a get lost on T-Rex. I would be surprised if that wasn't the case. Yeah. Oh, okay. Again, hashtag pre-recorded. Get lost is pretty much a given, though. It is pretty fantastic removal. Pretty nice that I know that I get to take out Narset. But with them exiling 2 things next turn, I don't think we're going to be making much happen. Possibly I still could make 6, maybe. If they take out a forest, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a castle. Yeah. Okay, well, I could draw another castle, come to think of it. I'm going to be popping these Map tokens though. Oh, we're not winning this one. No siree. Ugh. Well, that's no fun. I imagine they have something, well, they do have something at instant speed, that Memory Deluge. They would be making a 7/7, and they would be able to painfully, unfortunately, kill Carnage. I like a Clothis. A little bit of life gain, indestructible creature, possibly, if I have enough for devotion, or a little bit of ramp. Very nice. It can't go a whole lot worse than that, certainly. I mean, there's a potential for that to happen, but wacky. Not so wacky there. Whew. I like the looks of this. Yeah, I think we should be safe. They can't really counter anything for one. I could draw another Sunken and dig for a castle, something like that. We'll see. Castle Garenbrig it is. Hope they don't have too many Field of Ruins, but Field of Ruins certainly has been quite painful for me. Very painful. Oh my goodness, folks. What is happening? Sometimes. Well, that happens. 7 next turn. If I get Tyrranax Rex, they're done for. Dead. Smoked. Hopefully they don't counter Blossoming Tortoise, but I'm certain they're going to counter Blossoming Tortoise. It's alright. That's alright. We got lots of big creatures coming up. No worries. Hopefully I get to play the other one, though. Mill. Get a Cavern of Souls. Ooh, oh, hey, there you go. There you go.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!
Watch out.
But not for me!
That's why I have 4 copies. You missed your moment, bud. Like, you need to destroy Castle Garenbrig immediately. They should have done that. 100%. Oh, shoot. The Wandering Emperor. What you gonna do? You're going to exile Tyrranax Rex next turn. You're going to take your entire turn off, either for a sweeper or the exile. Oh, shucks. Do it. Watch me draw another land next turn and play Ghalta. Kill ya. Well, Blossoming. We'll get Blossoming just because I can stick it. And I get a Cavern of Souls. Man, that's good. Well, if they pop Field of Ruin, maybe they don't have enough. If they spend mana on anything other than Field, that's good. It's not the worst thing in the world. Hopefully I see a Cavern. They will have enough to counter whatever I play. If it could be countered, but of course Carnage Tyrant can't. So we play Carnage to draw out a removal, a sweeper. Make them tap out and feel the pain. Although, yeah, Sylvan Scrying. I can still play Carnage Tyrant even after spending 2. Even if they counter that, I want another Cavern. And I want to kill them next turn, I think. We'll find out. I don't even need to attack with Blossoming Tortoise, but I probably should, just to get a second Cavern of Souls to make extra sure. It is a little bit unfortunate milling 2 Regisaur Alphas, but I have a Palani's and a Regisaur in hand, so sweet me. Go farewell and farewell to your chances. Oh shoot. They sweep, they probably die. Oh, what's up their sleeve? I'm just going to go with Tyrranax Rex. Hopefully they don't have a get lost. It could be a very real possibility, but I smell something. Ether Gust. We'll see. Oh. Okay.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Good. Good, good, good. Again, it got the opponent caught out, I think. Where they saw Ward 4, they didn't account for all the mana. Octuara the Soaring City paying 3 and a blue to bounce a non-land permanent, I'm pretty sure. Which they tried to do, but they would have had to have a total of 8. Paying 4 for the Ward 4, 4 for Octuara, and that's a perfect hand right there. Eventually we would be able to make 6. Having that Castle Garenbrig and Nurturing Bristleback is going to continue to chug along quite nicely. I'll cycle it at the end of the opponent's turn, get a concealed or commercial district. I'll surveil, set up a little bit, hopefully see a Sunken Citadel. Oh, I've got their number 100%. It's nice. The way I dig and grab a land, uncounterable. Nothing they can do about this. I don't have any play for 3, so it might as well be this thing to dig, get a little bit closer. Ah, shucks. Blossoming Tortoise is nice. Blossoming Tortoise is actually very nice. I may just name Turtle instead of Dinosaur just so I can stick the tortoise. Okay. Well, they're tapped out. I'll take it so I can just straight up still name Dinosaur. And if they're not careful, they might be dead next turn. Don't mill a Regisaur Palani. Okay, good, good. And at least I got a land. They might die next turn. They got to pretty much sweep to save themselves. Okay. What would draw out something? What would be the best thing to draw out? Tyrranax Rex would be nice because I can attack. But Carnage Tyrant would certainly probably draw it out. They can't target it whatsoever. I couldn't attack with Carnage Tyrant next turn if it entered the battlefield with Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully Regisaur Palani's Hatcher at some point. I haven't seen one of 8 of those things. Now, would they have a sweeper next turn? I could play Ghalta Primal Hunger and then maybe get to attack. You know what? I'm going to go for it. On the off chance they don't have that sweeper. And I'm not going to attack with the Tortoise because I think there's a pretty good chance Regisaur or Palani's is maybe the top card. One of the top 3 cards. That Tortoise would have milled. If it, okay, that's good. That's good. I wanted to make sure I drew it out. Sadly, nothing with haste, but, well, you gotta be at least a little bit scared. T-Rex. Boom. Could have played Ghalta, but I want to wait. If I get the haste, Ghalta attacks, we draw out another sweeper. I still would have only been able to attack with Tyrranax Rex the previous turn, but I still also could have lost everything to that sweeper. Sylvan Scrying. Let's, well, I'll grab a land at the very least. Not that I need it, but might as well with Sunken there. Sink their chances even more. Play Nurturing Bristleback next turn. They make 2 4/4s, fine by me. Didn't exactly account for this, but I get 2 4/4s out of the way. I don't have to worry about that pesky Chrome Host Seed Shark making those nasty, nasty tokens. Ooh. Incubator tokens. Teferi, well, that could be good. If I get Regisaur or Palani's, they die. They will only have 2, and they can't counter what I'm about to play. Regisaur or Palani, you can do it. Kill him. Well, they might die. They could have a get lost that gets rid of Ghalta, unfortunately. Where is that stuff? At the very least, the Nurturing Bristleback, you know, it's respectable. 5/5 and a 3/3. That would draw something out. It might draw out a get lost on the Bristleback, possibly save Ghalta Stampede Tyrant at some point. Whenever I do see the first of Regisaur Palani's 8, a third of the way into the deck, so it is definitely statistically unfortunate that I haven't seen one of those 8, and there's that get lost like I mentioned. Actually, the map tokens are... that's good. Keep Carnage Tyrant? I kind of want to keep Carnage Tyrant. That seems nice. We'll save the map token just to see what's underneath it, but hey, they know what's coming up, and that will draw out a sweeper for sure, which might open up a little bit of a window to get Palani's or Regisaur with Ghalta and Nurturing Bristleback. Lovely. Gotta be coming up. My oh my. Hopefully it draws out a sweeper. Maybe they just attack with the Bane. Okay. There we go. The first one. Hopefully it's farewell or something like that. Alright. Here goes nothing. They're getting a little bit desperate. Still kind of worried probably about that Carnage Tyrant. Farewell, you can do it. Oh boy. I don't think it's going to be farewell, but we have seen one before. Yeah, they don't have a sweeper. They would have attacked with the Baneslayer, then probably swept, I imagine. Although they could take it out, potentially, making Restless Anchorage a creature. That's 2, plus the Baneslayer 5. Carnage Tyrant does have 7, so and we got to be a little bit worried. Could I get the job done with Ghalta putting Palani's and Nurturing Bristleback out? Not quite, I don't think. I got to attempt and take out Teferi. Pretty sure the Baneslayer would block the token, but maybe not. They might want to take out Carnage Tyrant. Baneslayer plus... oh, Hullbreaker Horror. Huh. That is certainly a card. My, oh my. Painful. Odd. Well, I'll just play everything, see if they have a sweeper. Hopefully they don't, but Hullbreaker Horror could bounce a lot of stuff. At the very least, having lots of creatures out maybe will save me, but Hullbreaker Horror is the bane. I like that I have a lot of creatures. I have a lot of stuff that would help against Hullbreaker Horror. Something could chump block it. All is not lost. At least. But gaining 5 with the Baneslayer is, well, it's not a pretty sight. They could play a bunch of stuff, bouncing quite a few creatures, sadly. They're bouncing at least Ghalta. Hullbreaker would trade with Carnage, 10. Gotta be. And I don't have anybody with reach, so... wow. Hornet Queen wouldn't have helped with Baneslayer Angel. If I don't do anything, they'll just bounce anyways. Baneslayer Angel will continue to chip away. This is my best bet, even though I bet we're definitely done for. Settle the wreckage. In a no-win situation, sadly. Well, I can't always beat my favorite deck, that's for sure. Darn. Took forever to see that Palani's Hatcher. My oh my. Interesting match, though. Okay, at least one more. Yeah. And I want to record a few videos for tomorrow. Schedule them. But it definitely is variance. It's not like it's the deck that's bad. Absolutely. I would have hoped to see one Palani's and one Regisaur by a quarter of the way through the deck, which would have been 45, but we were at 40 and I didn't see either. And whew, yeah, that would have been good. But keeping in mind that it is an outlier case, sometimes that is the case. Whoa! I went from one Cavern of Souls to 2 Sunkens and a Castle. 6 green. 1 mana for any dino, or 6 green. That's going to be mean. I don't even need Blossoming Tortoise. I want to keep Regisaur. I want that haste potential. Commune to get some land, and I will be able to make 7 on turn 4 for T-Rex. And we're going to Rex. I don't need the mill from Blossoming Tortoise, and again, that mill could hurt. Thoughtseize getting rid of Commune. It's fine. I have 3 lands in 6 mana still. A very reasonable chance that I draw a land or another Commune or a Sylvan Scrying by turn 3. Land, Sylvan Scrying, or Nurturing Bristleback. Sadly, that's not the... Okay, land, Sylvan Scrying, Commune, Nurturing Bristleback, or Carnage Tyrant, which I could play. Archon of Emeria. That's not good. But that is. Phew, a little bit wacky seeing 3 Sunken Citadels. Now that is variance. Hopefully they don't have... Okay, that's fine. Tyrranax Rex, we take out Liliana of the Veil. If I'm only going to be playing one thing, it's going to be somebody good. Like T-Rex. That's a pretty good thing for one thing. Oh, and a forest to boot. And drawing a card now with Beanstalk. I may switch it out for Hornet Queen. We'll see. Something I'll keep in mind. Maybe Up the Beanstalk is more generally useful than Hornet Queen, even though Hornet Queen can take out multiple creatures, just naturally wanting draw with the Beanstalk. Maybe it's slightly more often preferred or beneficial. It's fine by me. Oh, speaking of Hornet Queen, let's go. Play that, see what we get. Nurturing Bristleback next turn could be quite fantastic. I'll keep it though. I have plenty of lands. Every single creature pretty much in the deck that I play now, I draw. That's fine. I got a bunch of Death Touchers. What you gonna do? You're gonna... Oh, this opponent is really prepared for Amalia Explorer. This is the classic option for black to shut him down. Your opponents can't gain life. Not a problem though. I do like Commercial District. We get to surveil. We get to see what's on top, and it's something pretty darn fantastic. We get to also play Ghalta, basically killing the opponent right here. They have 1 mana. There's nothing they're doing. Oh, ouch. Dead. But just seeing those 4 Death Touch insects, that is pretty good. I want Up the Beanstalk and Hornet Queen. Huh. Guess the question becomes, could I trim Sylvan Scrying? Replace it with Up the Beanstalk. Keep 1 copy of Sylvan Scrying. The full playset of Beanstalk, maybe Sylvan Scrying. The 3 copies in the sideboard to start. That, oh, so good. Against so much. I loved it. All that draw really helped quite a bit. We'll see. Maybe trim a couple Hornet Queen. Bring in a couple more Beanstalk. 3 and 3. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be devastating, as it was for that opponent. Eternal Litness. Ooh, actually that could work. Really could. Commune with Sunken to grab the 2nd land for Nurturing Bristleback, which grabs the 3rd land, and then, yeah. Pretty decent. Fine by me. Hopefully it's Castle Garenbrig. Oh, hopefully it's Castle Garenbrig. Another hashtag pre-recorded. Commercial district with the Nurturing Bristleback to dig and hopefully make sure I get another land. Set up for the 4th land next turn. If it is, I could play Carnage Tyrant, which is extra devastating. Although Up the Beanstalk could be played, could possibly draw the land. I'm gonna try for that, actually. Now, Scorpion, how's it going? The best MtG player. Oh, it's going pretty fantastic tonight. I try my best. Maybe that's what that link was all about. But now I don't want to play Up the Beanstalk. This is not the best. But hey, even if I don't draw a land, I draw Commune, which is gonna get me a land. I'll take it. We're not dead yet. Hornet Queen, like I say, lots of Death Touch creatures, threatening that pesky Shieldred. Silo playing meta, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe Carnage Tyrant saves me. Actually, no, it doesn't. I know what I don't want to see. Huh. But it's also very painful. They two Field of Ruins.
Dang! Oh!
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Dinosaurs could go, yeah, they could go up the Beanstalk. Claws and whatnot. Dinosaurs are probably some of the best creatures to go up something like this. Extra grip, and they got the teeth and the claws combined. Yeah. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant up the Beanstalk. I don't think it has enough strength to support all of that, but you never know. It's a magical thing, so it probably could support up to infinity weight. Something like that. Fly up the Beanstalk. Yes, Zetalpa. I should add in Zetalpa. I should maybe sprinkle in some other stuff. Other dinos, big creatures. I can make big amounts of mana. That's certainly a very real possibility. I'll still keep in that one Up the Beanstalk. A little bit unfortunate. I do only have 1 copy, so there's a good chance I just won't see it whatsoever. Oh, Zetalpa is the OG. All those abilities, and you know it's the OG because it's been printed so much. It's got to be the best. But again, I like that hand. Castle, Commune, Nurturing. We're looking at 3. Fine by me. Unless it is Thoughtseize, which would get rid of Commune, but I'll take a risk. Push the envelope. Basically all the keywords, absolutely. Indestructible Vigilance, Trample, Haste, Double Strike. Ooh, it is Thoughtseize. That is unfortunate. This sometimes is the sad reality. Risking it. I like risking stuff. Once in a while. Luminous Broodmoth. Ugh. It is very painful. Oh, phew. At least I got the second one. Luminous Broodmoth does have some fantastic potential, though. 100% Nurturing Bristleback. Get that commercial district. Hopefully get that 4th land next turn. There we go. Recovering quite nicely. Okay. Blasphemous Act would definitely do the trick. 100%. I forgot it entered tapped. With Archon of Emeria. I don't like that. Would have been nice to play Blossoming. A pretty good chance I would have been able to play Tyrranax Rex next turn. Or just Hornet Queen. Get a bunch of creatures down and devastate. Not have to worry about Archon. They gotta do something to somebody, though. Ugh. That's a dirty combo right there. Lovely combo, though. We should be okay. Well, I like another Cavern. Absolutely. I think we're in a very good position. Hopefully milling Sunken Citadel. Locking in Tyrranax Rex next turn. Okay. You get rid of Castle Garenbrig and I just get it back. Good. Fine, I still do its ability. It's going to be Castle Garenbrig again just because, well, because they have Field of Ruins. I want to return it. Blasphemous Act for 1 red. Huh. What isn't dead with a Blasphemous Act for 1 red? Not too much. They will be dealing with Tyrranax Rex next turn, though. They have to be prepared for that. Hopefully no Sheoldred's Edict. They're mulling. Maybe they play Sheoldred herself, or they save at least 2 mana to make me sacrifice T-Rex, or they play Liliana. If they play Liliana, she's dead to T-Rex anyways. They're caught between a rock and a hard place at this point. Alright, good stuff, Scorpion. Hopefully work goes well. Work goes well for any of you. If you're at work, or, well, hopefully it did go well. If maybe you just finished this when you're watching. Yes. I will try. Yeah, they're scratching their heads. They don't have another Thoughtseize. They know what's about to happen. It could be Hornet Queen, which grinds any and all aggression to a halt, or Tyrranax Rex. Yeah. None of my hand is good. It's all nasty. I do. I gotta think about that. We'll see. I do like another land, though. Might as well. Hornet Queen. Let's get a lot of creatures. Maybe they can kill a few, but that's going to be good. They were probably thinking, oh, this guy's going to play Tyrranax Rex, and then I'm going to go Sheoldred's Edict. Nah, just do this. That's pretty sweet. What, do you have a bunch of fatal pushes? You don't have enough. 5 creatures in 1. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty lit, like this opponent's name. litness. It's like lit fire, no cap lit fire. Yeah, it's no cap lit fire, as the kids say nowadays. That's combining a bunch of sayings, and I think it sounds even more funnier. What you gonna do now, bud? They'll never attack with Archon of Emeria ever again. Yeah, you're not doing that. Maybe they have some removal for Hornet Queen for 2. Then they go Sheoldred's Edict to take out Tyrranax Rex. Or just play Ghalta Stampede Tyrant and they die. Any number of things is going to absolutely eviscerate them. Man, that is good. If they have a sweeper, well, then I get to bash them in. If they don't have a sweeper, I kind of bash them in. I could just keep attacking with the Hornet Queen and those insects. At least I would deal 4 damage next turn. Archon maybe just trades with the Hornet Queen, but then it's gone. Archon is gone, and that is a thumbs up from me. This is rough. I feel bad for the opponent. A little bit. Man, I love Hornet Queen. Ooh. We'll see. No, I'm going to keep in the 4 Hornet Queen. That was lovely stuff, just playing it right there. Oh, and a Sunken Citadel. Well, it always enters tapped anyways, so I don't care about that clause from Archon of Emeria. I'll just play Palani's Hatcher. Let's see what they do, what they kill. Hopefully they don't kill Palani's before combat. I would like to hatch at least 1 dinosaur token with its ability. Eventually. It's hard to explain how satisfying just playing the Hornet Queen is. I don't have to worry about pretty much any creature they play. I don't have to worry about any creature that they're going to attack me with. I don't care if it has flying. I don't care how big it is. I'm in such a good position. If they have a bunch of single target removal, that's fine. Five creatures. They're not going to have enough. It would draw out a lot of removal, maybe. But, yeah, that's okay by me. You know what this calls for?
Ruthless aggression.
Absolutely ruthless aggression. Oh, I hear the cop siren. I think. Hopefully everybody's good. See what happens. Test the waters. They have a bunch of mana. Oh, okay. They're not... they have a sweeper. They gotta be dead. Huh. Maybe not. I'll just play Regisaur Alpha. That'll do him in. I don't think they have... Oh! Settle the Wreckage. Settle the Wreckage could be a very real possibility. One flying guy. I'm going to test the waters and see what it is. I think it's got to be... Okay. Hey. Pretty crazy stuff. At least I smelled it. I only get 1 forest, but whatever. We drew it out. They better have another. They have to have another. Oh boy. Play Carnage Tyrant. Test the waters with that. See what happens. They can't kill that. I played it because it has hexproof. They could have taken out Tyrranax Rex. They do have 6 mana, so... Okay, let's get this out of your system. let's go. Well, that's annoying. My goodness. Do they have a third one? This is painful. We're in a commanding position. We just have to have patience. Eventually we'll get the job done. There we go. Oh.
You have no power here.
You won! You did it!
My goodness. Don't get your feathers ruffled. If they're not doing anything, if they haven't conceded by that point, you know some sort of shenanigans are up. If there's any sort of... they're not using their mana for anything. Something like that might be the case. Of course, Settle the Wreckage could be actually quite devastating against Amalia Explorer. Very, very devastating. Especially because Settle the Wreckage, it exiles all attacking creatures. So if some of the opponent's creatures they have indestructible, this gets around that. And Selfless Savior, one of the classic ways that gives Amalia indestructible, that little dog, 1/1 for 1 white, they sacrifice it, Amalia indestructible. Nah, doesn't matter. Settle the Wreckage at the very least takes out Amalia. Actually quite devastating against Izzet and Soul. Lots of aggressive things. Settle the Wreckage does seem to make a lot of sense. Yes, no one's stranger. Good. Very good stuff. Also quite nice with that Hornet Queen too. I'm 100% keeping it in. That's a way of stabilizing, that's for sure. It's not life gain stabilizing, but it stabilizes in the sense that it stops the opponent from doing a whole lot of anything. If they were being a little bit aggressive, they're not. They were attacking with Sheoldred maybe 1 turn or 2 turns. Hopefully we were only hit once, maybe getting pretty low. Boom. There you go. What are you going to do? Waste a Fatal Push on a little insect? That's fine by me. I still have 3 more plus the Hornet Queen herself. If I get another Hornet Queen, just play it. Now I have 10 creatures, flying, death touch. That's not a pretty sight. Not at all. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good showing for the Hornet Queen tonight. As I mentioned it again, taking tomorrow night off for Valentine's Day, relaxing, spending some time with the kids and whatnot. It's going to be good. Hopefully your guys' Valentine's is nice if you celebrate it, or if you forgot. Now is the time to maybe get a little bit of a gift. If you're watching this right now, if you're watching this tomorrow, it might be a little bit too late, but you never know. Use this as a reminder. Get some flowers for your significant other, or something like that. Okay, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, take a bite out of that like button. And I'll see you next time. Peace.